the size of magazines in order to...
The two-day summit on gun violence at Johns Hopkins.
One of the most
School of
extensive summits for experts on gun policy here at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health.
Is our effort to galvanize collective expertise to advance the discussion of gun violence in America.
We want to take you live to Baltimore now. This is the Johns Hopkins Summit on Gun Control.
We need the President and Congress together to require background checks for all gun sales, including...
I want to bring in Catherine Newman. She's a sociologist with Johns Hopkins University.
If anybody can help us, it is the Dean of Arts and Sciences at Johns Hopkins.
Catherine Newman is a sociologist at Johns Hopkins University and author of Rampage.
And so there are often people who are completely missed by the mental health system.
So how bad could it be? Believe it or not, this guy thinks he has an idea. A researcher at Johns Hopkins. He's put together a model predicting how many of us may lose power.
We think this is going to be a much more significant event in terms of power outages.
You take no pleasure in having predicted such devastation.
Johns Hopkins is embarking on a multi-million-dollar experiment inside Baltimore City schools.
Using more than $7 million in a federal grant, Hopkins will bring its knowledge base to city-grade schools and the communities they serve.
You're talking about quantum mechanics from Berkeley. You're talking about Stanford, Caltech. I could take biostat boot camp at Johns Hopkins.
We think that some of those people will eventually perhaps decide to pursue a degree in public health.
The military reaching out to research universities to revolutionize the way protective armor is designed.
Working with a $90 million award from the Army, Johns Hopkins is leading the team.
What Captain America needs is a new shield.
We all know miracles happen in our backyard at Johns Hopkins.
He was struck by an explosively formed projectile.
Now surgeons at Johns Hopkins have given the 26-year-old vet a double arm transplant.
Back in Bangladesh, the boy's most urgent need is reconstructive surgery to rebuild his penis. Johns Hopkins Children's Center, home to one of the top pediatric urologists in the United States, Dr. John Gerhardt. He immediately agreed to take the case.
At the Applied Physics Laboratory at Johns Hopkins University in Maryland, Michael McLaughlin led the multi-million-dollar engineering of what has become the most sophisticated hand and arm ever developed.
Dr. Rajat Mittal, a professor of mechanical engineering at Johns Hopkins University, is conducting research comparing two strokes used in Olympic-level swimming.
Students returning to the Homewood campus found a 10-foot-high wall of shoes waiting to greet them.
The project is called Road Scholar, an eye-catching and potentially life-saving reminder to be safe, launched by University President Ronald Daniels.
Our person of the week, Halloween just around the corner.
John Aston, now acting teacher at Johns Hopkins. Then a guy who was altogether ooky on the Addams Family.
The mayor of New York City, Michael Bloomberg, has donated $350 million to his alma mater, Johns Hopkins.
And it's not every day that someone gets to say, thanks a billion, and really mean it. And that is what Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore is saying to New York City's Mayor Michael Bloomberg.
They're going to put up a building in his honor. It'll be the Michael Bloomberg Center to eradicate 16-ounce sodas. It's a beautiful, beautiful building that looks like a big gulp.